Hello, this is D and I'm back with another video. Well, I hope you all enjoyed your Easter holiday weekend. Now, today's story is coming from WCCF Tech, and like usual, I will leave a link in the description down below so you guys can check it out for yourself. Now, this article is pertaining to when we can see the PlayStation 5 rolling out on retail shelves. Now, this information that they're linking is coming from actually DigiTimes, which is a publication in Taiwan, and they're actually the nation's leading semiconductor publication. Now, they just pushed out a report saying that the 7nm chips that are going to power Sony's upcoming next generation PlayStation 5, and we also know at this point in time that the Microsoft system will also be based on 7nm, will not be ready until the third quarter of 2020. So this means that the earliest that we're going to see these next generation consoles is the holiday season of 2020. Now, this contradicts to what some were thinking, and to be honest with you guys, I was kind of leaning towards a March 2020 release because Sony already came out and gave us some of the specifications for the PlayStation 5, and that led me to believe that they're scared on what Microsoft is going to show at E3, and that potentially they would launch their system a little bit earlier to get ahead of Microsoft and get some market mind share. Now, according to this article, this does not seem to be the case. These APUs that will be in these consoles will not be ready until the third quarter of 2020. Now, I'm just going to read a little bit of the article here. It goes on to say that AMD's 7nm CPU and GPU are expected to be adopted by Sony in its next generation PlayStation, and the processors are estimated to be ready in the third quarter of 2020 for the game's console's expected release in the second half of 2020, according to the industry sources. The sources from the IC backend services sector noted that the processor's packaging and testing will be handled by an advanced semiconductor engineer ASC and Silicon Precision Industry SPIL. With Global Foundries abandoning the development of 7nm process, AMD has been outsourcing 7nm chip production to a Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing company, TSMC, and the volumes are expected to make AMD one of the top clients of the Taiwan-based foundry. So there you have, we got some confirmation here. Now, this is a very reliable source, so I would pretty much bank on it coming out in the holiday season of 2020. If the chips just aren't ready, they're just not ready. Now, I did do a story a couple of weeks ago, and then of course one again in January on the Gonzalo APU, and that appears to be the same APU that is going to be going into the PlayStation 5. Now, they're still doing testing on that processor, and they have some engineering codes out there that are saying that it is close to a final release, but nonetheless they still haven't produced it yet. So this seems to be a little bit accurate. Of course, they want to do all the testing that is possible before they release these consoles. I find it very interesting that Sony already released some of the specifications, and like I've said in other videos, I think this is really to get ahead of Microsoft. I think at E3, Microsoft is really going to unveil something special with their next generation Xbox, and I think Sony knows this, so they're trying to get ahead of this and trying to get some of the consumers' mindshare, get the consumers talking about the PlayStation 5 to kind of blunt the blow that they might receive at E3 when Microsoft announces that console. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think about the release date for the next generation PlayStation 5. This would pit it right against Microsoft, and these companies would be duking it out. Now, next generation, although I do believe Microsoft will have the most powerful console, it really is going to come down to exclusives, and Sony does have a proven track record with their exclusives, and Microsoft, to be honest with you, this generation, it wasn't really that good for them with exclusives. However, in the last year or so, Microsoft has been buying up a lot of studios, and I do think they will be prepared next generation with some real good exclusives. In fact, I think next generation may be one of the best generations ever that we have for exclusives, because Microsoft and Sony will really be going head to head to compete for your gaming dollars. Anyways, leave your comments down below, and like I usually say, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.